'06 Lopez. That's her year, '06. What an amazing team! Like she's on there. My older daughter, I coached her for pretty much till she got to high school.
I saw you're always, so both of your girls play softball?
Both of them, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't, I don't do any type of sports at all.
Sports?
Yeah, I don't do
Sports.
any of that.
Sports.
I don't do any of that. So now I didn't realize she was only 12. Okay, so now you posted something really funny. There was a prank or something going on Facebook for Thanksgiving, and all the college students
Yeah.
were asking how long
Yup.
in the microwave that you should cook a turkey, and all these parents were like flipping out.
You know what's
right?
funny? I was playing on Miami Mike Radio, and Genevieve sent me the text. I put it on my Facebook. Genevieve sends me a text. Can I, Dad, can I cook a? She said something about I got a cooking
How
question.
long?
I have a cooking question, and
Yeah.
then of course I just like stopped what I was doing, and I was like I called her. She didn't answer, and then she came up with the whole how long does it take to cook a 25-pound turkey in the microwave? Yep.
And that was a prank because I saw a lot of people were posting it on
Oh
Facebook.
yeah, she got a great response from me. She got a great response. Sorry, I keep banging. She got a great response from me. She got a great response from my mother, and she got the
And your
best
sister.
response from Beth.
Yes, I saw it. I
Yo,
saw it.
Beth went in. Beth pretty much told her don't do it, and Beth went in, man. Beth's real.
I love your
doesn't.
sister. Beth is
does
Anthony's
not-
sister.
Beth makes Anthony Mangini look normal every day. Beth Mangini is Beth Mangini. Anthony's
As
the
it
normal
should
one there.
be.
She's crazy.
As it should be.
Yeah, she's a lot. She's awesome. I love my sister with everything I have. That girl is my heart, and that girl is, we've been through a lot with our parents dying and everything like that, and that girl is, I love Beth with everything I have. I'll do anything. I'd kill someone for Beth.
Like I said, you're a family man, and that's always evident. And you're also very loyal and true to the people that you care about. And you said your parents. When did your parents pass?
My mother died in 2008. My father actually got sick in 2008, and I quit my job that I had in Florida. Came back to New York. My father used to have a store on Lockwood Avenue, and I
What kind of store?
It was a fruit and vegetable store.
Oh, okay.
Right next to Capri Pizza.
Okay.
He did like fruit baskets. He had all the Yonkers Public School accounts delivered to all like the restaurants and stuff.
Awesome.
And he got sick, and I came up to New York to take care of him and help him. And I left, and my mom caught herself on fire a week later, and she died. It was actually I left January. Sorry, I left July 3rd, and she caught herself on fire on July 10th, and died of her injuries on August 30th.
Oh my God.
And we actually took my father to live with us in Florida, and he lived with us for 8 years, and he died on us, and it's pretty sad. Everything like that.
So
That
sorry.
stuff is
Yeah,
that's not anyone that's not a fun club to be in if you
No.
don't have your parents, and that's really a tough club to be in, and the way that all happened and the way that stuff, and it's a tough club not to have a parent.
it's also you were part of the tough club I was in too, where you had two people that meant everything to you that are no longer here from two different ways. Your mother was obviously, tragic because it was nobody expected that, right? It was an accident. I mean,
She was cooking dinner for my father and caught herself on fire.
I can't even imagine that. So, I mean, it's like, and again, I'm not comparing, but, like my husband was, we were all
Oh,
together
yeah,
and
that's right.
he dropped dead. I mean,
Yeah.
so I'm saying, that shock when you lose somebody immediately like that is insane. And then your father, you said, wasn't well.
My father dropped. He wasn't well, but we took care of him. I mean, every day I'd get up and, we all took care of him. My family.
But
took
you
care of him.
watched him decline, is what I'm
No,
trying.
it wasn't decline.
Oh, I
He
thought
was-
you said he wasn't well.
Oh, he had a stroke. He had bypass surgery. That's what made me come up here.
Oh, okay.
And he had a stroke through the bypass surgery. And then when
Oh,
he came,
God.
he was walking on a walker. But he was in his paratransit bus. He was out going on dates.
He was still
he
living.
He was
Okay.
living.
Okay.
He got up that morning. He went to the library, wanted to return his books, and came home, was eating his lunch, and dropped dead on the kitchen floor.
I'm so
And
sorry.
Annette came home with my daughter. Sorry with the bang.
That's okay.
Came home with my daughter Genevieve,
Uh-huh.
and it was the day before her high school graduation.
Oh, God.
And it was raining, and she opened the door, and usually we have a dog named Yankee, and Yankee would always come to the door, and he didn't. So she was a little confused, and she saw his walker upside down, and that's how that went.
Oh, God.
And that's going to be the end of this.
Yeah, that's it. Well, you know what, but this is...
That's where I come from. So
And
it's let me tell you, and that whole stuff with all that, Annette's mother died December 16th of the year prior.
Okay.
And then her dad died 4 days before my dad died. Her dad was sick, and her dad died 4 days before my dad died. Let me tell you, that whole shit like that is fucked up.
I know.
And I wouldn't want to have that happen to anybody.
I know.
Even your worst enemy. That's, you know, because you know what it is? It's just people that are really special and important to you that are just, they were, you know, and the problem is telling your children.
Yes, I know.
Having to tell your children that,
Yep.
you know, that was very difficult for me.
Sure.
And listen, it still, it messes with me a lot to this day.
Never
I'm not
goes
gonna
away.
lie.
Of course.
I'm not gonna lie. You know, on Thanksgiving,
It's hard.
it was tough.
Yeah.
It was a tough day, and this Thanksgiving I wasn't without my girls, and it was a tough day. So
I know, and that was why I invited you
And
here
thank you
too,
for that. I
because
appreciate that.
It's tough for me too. Actually, I was blessed. Lily and her family ended up coming over. I got to meet four of her kids, and you know the holidays are difficult for us as well. And her two sons were nuts like mine, and they were in the living room like crazy people. And when they left, my son said to me, "Mommy, I haven't had that much fun on Thanksgiving in 4 years." And that's
God bless
the
him.
fourth
That's
one
awesome.
we spent without his father. So
That
it
must
was,
be that's and you know, and I give you a lot of credit and props for what you're doing, and I know what happened with you, and
Thank you.
And listen, you cool people with me.
Thank you.
You know, I wouldn't be sitting here right now with you, and I probably wouldn't ever do this. I've never done this before, just so you know that.
And I appreciate it.
Usually I'm the one
I know.
on the other end of it.
I know, and you're doing good right now too.
Am I?
You're letting me be on this end and you on that end. I'm proud
Yeah,
of
usually
you.
I've
Of
never,
course.
a few people said to me, are you, you know, I'm okay with it. I'm here.
Well, hopefully, that's because you got it, like, you trust me, and,
Yes,
you know,
of course I trust you.
we're taking a journey, and you know what? Part of this show, in my eyes, is to make people see things a little bit differently. That's why it's Real Talk, because a lot of people don't talk real. A lot of people say things that people want to hear, or they stroke you, or whatever it is, and people don't want to hear about this. Last week when I had Mary on, and we were talking about dementia, you know, because my mom has it, her mom has it, and I mean, we were talking about the health care and everything. We were on Facebook Live, and I would say that, like, more than a quarter of the people dipped. Because nobody wants, and for good reason, because it's sad. Nobody wants to hear
Well,
those things.
we're on Facebook Live now, right?
And they're still there, because you know why? Because
usually on my Facebook when I do it, it's like minus.
No,
I
they
can't
run
see
away.
it. They run away.
There's a good amount of people watching us right now, and I think that the thing is that people like to learn and hear more. I know a lot of people know you, and they don't know you, like you said. They know the guy that DJs, you know, at parties, but they don't know the real you. They don't know that, you know, you struggle with these things that probably the people that are listening right now are struggling with too. How many people out there don't have their mother or their father right now, and they can totally relate to the way you felt the other day and every day. So you know what? Sometimes having one person that says, you know what? It was hard for me because I still think about my parents. They're sitting there on the other end going, all right, so like I'm not crazy, you know.
You're right.
I'm listening to him.
It doesn't, you know, it doesn't get any easier.
Well, and that's the thing, is that the stupidity in because nobody knows what to say. So what do you say? Oh, you know, with time heals all wounds. It gets easier. Listen, to me, time is irrelevant. The only thing that time does is it allows you to have a new norm, so that you are accustomed to the holidays and knowing that your mother's not going to be there, your father's not going to be there, my husband's not going to be there. You get accustomed to it. It doesn't mean you like it. It doesn't mean you do it better. It just means that you know they're not going to be there. But it doesn't mean you miss them any differently. Yeah. So when people say time heals all wounds, those wounds never heal. They're always open. time just teaches you how to learn how to deal. That's it. Or hopefully, some of us don't deal
Listen,
as
people
well.
have good days and bad. I mean, it's the same with
Absolutely.
me. I mean, you start to think about someone, or you see something, or anything that could trigger you to.
Yeah.
It
A
gets
song,
me.
a smell. You could smell a perfume. You
A
could smell a
sound,
cologne. Yeah.
oh wow,
A song.
this is what your father would say, or
Yep.
like anything.
Yep.
Picture. I'm gonna tell you straight. What messes me up sometimes is that Facebook.
Those memories.
The fucking memories.
Freaking memories.
Holy
I know.
shit.
I know.
Those memories, man.
Yes.
When you see those memories on
They
Facebook,
put a dagger through your heart.
Sometimes you're like,
Yep.
oh my god.
Bittersweet.
Like the Halloween thing. And I always did a few years I did my father for Halloween. Like it was like he loved it. People were like, he loved it.
Okay.
We had a great time. Seeing that, I cried my eyes out. I'm not, listen, there's a lot of things that'll get me. I'm a human being. I'm not, I just, and I'm emotional, I guess you could say.
You're all
not,
heart. You're all
not,
heart.
you see things in life and
It changes
gets
you.
it changes
Yep,
you.
absolutely.
Different things in life changes you, and different parts of things and different things you go through in life.
Yep.
Whether, you could be on top one day, you could be down in the worst part of whatever you've been at in your life another day.
That Frank Sinatra song, Riding High in April,
Yeah.
Shot Down in May.
And sometimes, what sucks is you don't have someone like your mother to call.
Yes.
You don't have someone like to say, or,
Yes.
what do I do here? Give me
Right.
some advice.
Right.
Help me out.
Right.
Let me give me, you're running sometimes when you're solo.
Yep.
And
I
that's sometimes the way I feel. And you're just running by the seat of your pants, and you're like,
Yep.
let me try to figure this out. Let me see how this is gonna pan out. And you're sitting there and stewing in your friggin' own mind, and it messes you up. It just it messes me up. I don't know how other people feel, but it messes me up sometimes. And I just listen. A good outlet for me is music.
Of course.
That's where I always say, like, go away. Like, it gets me to
Yes.
go.
Take you to a place you want to be.
Well, it takes me where I want to, it takes me out of,
Yep.
even if it's for that few hours,
Yep.
that playing that music,
Yep.
and just going away in the music, maybe having a few beers and just
Yeah.
playing some music and listening to some music and then seeing the response on some of the people, because I'm very lucky with my music. I'm not going to lie. I've done this for a long time, and people still appreciate my music. People still come out to the clubs and come and say hello to me.
Yep.
I'm honored by that. I'm nothing when it comes to the music game, and I admit that, and I don't have any problem saying that. With Serge, what he's built.
Uh-huh.
I do stuff
empire.
with him. He's built an empire.
Yep.
His mobile DJ. He's the best. There is
Yep.
nothing better than DJ Serge Entertainment. All these other guys out there, do your thing, man. It's all good. But I've seen what he does. I've seen this myself. So unless I see something different,
Right.
I'll always stick with something I know that is great, and he changes with the times. He has everything's up to date. His
Yep.
staff and his crew. It's not. People see like it's Anthony and Mike are doing a party.
Right.
Let's just say Anthony, Mike, and Serge are doing a party.
Right.
It's not just us. There's so much stuff involved
Behind the scenes.
with making this stuff happen.
Right.
There's a lot that goes on to these parties that no one has a clue about.
Sure.
Look, we could throw a party together quick. Like Friday, we're doing Rochelle's birthday at Noma.
Mm-hmm.
But that was something we threw together quick.
Right.
Look, we're gonna play in the DJ booth. There's no big extravaganza lights and sound show and the whole nonsense. There's none of that craziness.
Right.
We're just gonna go and play some music. I'm gonna play music. Mike's coming in. He's gonna host, and we're gonna throw our friend a birthday party.
Right.
And but some of the bigger ones have really a lot going on. Like, we're there at 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon to make
Right.
a 10 o'clock thing happen.
Yep.
Because it has to happen on my end. Sorry.
That's okay.
It has to happen on my end in a certain way.
Yep.
It has to sound right. It has
Yep.
to look right. The whole vibe of the night has to have some substance to it. People we have opening up for us, people we have doing things. It has to have some substance and vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that,
And cohesion. You
What?
guys, cohesion. You all work together. It's cohesive. You know what that word means.
What? Now we're going to what is this, mess with Anthony time? You wrote that on that piece of paper over there?
I did not.
What?
Cohesion.
Cohesion.
Yes, wait, Bill Cole will give us the actual definition.
Cohesion.
Cohesion.
It sounds like something Miami Mike, when he was called the pussy crook, gave some girl after a crazy weekend.
Like something he caught,
Yeah,
huh?
something oh wow. I hung out with Miami Mike, he gave me cohesion.
Well, I said you guys were cohesive,
He's gonna cut us off.
That's
my
hysterical.
Butt chap lips.
That's hysterical. Well, you guys are listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy.
Cool, well, you do your station ID, I'm getting a beer.
Live on MiamiMikeRadio.com, and my guest this evening is the legendary Anthony Mangini. And we're just talking about a little bit of everything, and I just gave, look, they're all giving, everybody on Facebook Live is giving us the cohesive, and Bill's like, what? The definition.
The definition, is it, someone put the definition up of cohesive?
Nah, he didn't, but they're all just making a comment.
Oh, they're
right
saying,
now.
ha ha ha, Miami Mike.
Yeah. All right, so now, let's try to, like, I just want to add one thing to what you were just talking about. And, you know, I know that you were saying how, and then we're going to get off the subject and we're going to start talking about other stuff. But you said that, you know, it's hard.
You got me all night, baby. We can talk about what you need.
Oh,
I got nowhere to go.
Oh, my.
And I'm sure Michael Esco's.
Oh, my. My son will be hanging off the freaking chandeliers in the house.
What time is it?
But it's like 8-something.
No, it's 7:40.
Oh, 7:42. Oh, we're good. You said, you know, when you were just talking before, and you said about, like, you know, that it's hard for you because you look to call your mother, you look to call, you know, whatever, because you're not sure what to do.
I recently, in the last year or two, stopped grabbing the phone to try to call her.
Yeah.
I think once I changed over phones, I stopped doing that, because I would call her every day. When I moved to Florida, I'd call her every single day. Mm-hmm. And that's how I found out my dad, there was something wrong with him one day. He went for a test, and that's how he wound up in the hospital. He thought he had a heart attack. That's how the whole drama started with him.
Okay.
Before he had his bypass. And I called her, and she didn't answer. I'm like, and I called again, and I called again, and I called the store, and I was like, something's wrong. And that's how that went down.
Well, and I'm sorry that happened. You know, but what I was gonna say was, you know, we do tend to do that, and you said sometimes you feel very alone because, you know, you need that advice. Like, luckily you do have your sister. You know, we always have certain people that can fill in, but the truth of the matter is that that's also part of, I think, in my opinion, what I'm learning over these past 4 years. Is it's also part of, you know, I don't want to say, growing up, and I was going with, but I mean, it's funny to say I'm 48.
Seriously,
but,
you're right.
you know, I mean, and I think that life also does certain things. For instance, you know, I think, you know, I think about the law of attraction and all that kind of stuff. You know, my mother was diagnosed with the dementia when this was, what year was this? Probably about 5 years ago, give or take. When my husband died was when she got to the point where we had to have somebody with her 24 hours a day. Now, I didn't have the most ideal relationship with my mother. Everybody ran to their mother, I ran to my father. I didn't have that relationship with my mother. Not that my mother, you know, I mean, she was there, but we did not gel like that. So the reason why I say that is that I think that we get set up in life for certain things, because I lost my husband, and had my mother been my go-to person, I might have never, well, it would have been even harder for me, because, you know, I lost my husband and I lost my mother basically within the same breath, if you will, because my mother is, you know, just a shell of a human being right now. So I think that what happens is that we have to learn that path on our own eventually. So that's what I meant when I said grow up, because, you know, unfortunately, you don't have all the answers. And I mean, like somebody like myself, I'm the girliest girl in the world. I don't know how to put something together. You will, why is this, that? Mike wants to kill me. I'm like, where do I stick that? He's like, Karen, really? Could you just, I'm going to FaceTime with you, and don't say anything fresh.
You said something about sticking something somewhere. I said shut. You should be happy.
You made a face.
Here's the only thing I want to know.
What?
Is why is your chair higher than mine? Like, I look like I'm a little puppet.
I don't know.
Here.
Check the side. You could make it up. You could put.
I feel like I'm. I'm like,
It's a
Oh,
this.
oh, it goes
Push
down.
your foot, and then pump it up, pump it up, pump it up, pump. There you go, pump. I think
All
something.
right,
I don't know.
I'm okay.
Or it's,
I'm looking
oh,
at,
it's the thing.
I'm looking at this. See, I never look at anything like on a monitor.
Oh, well-
It's okay, baby. We're all right. Go ahead.
Pull the
Continue.
thing up on that side then.
Easy.
Pull it
Not
up
that,
and
that's
then
not.
come
That's
up.
not the level.
That's not it.
Yo, I never knew you had a tongue ring.
You know, you've said that to me at least 5 or 20 times.
Usually it's probably late at
You
night.
probably said it to me 19 times.
Wow.
Well, anyway, so the point to all of this is that, you know what, life hands us things that we don't know what the hell to do with, right? So
Oh, absolutely.
the only good thing about it is that hopefully with each thing you get by or you get through, you learn and you're stronger and you'll be better. And that's why I say you adapt. You get better at getting through it as opposed to, you know, not. And that's why it gets easier because you learn as you go, maybe, you know, that's
You're right. I can agree.
maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. You know, sometimes
Listen,
I don't know if we learn, right?
No,
Nobody learns
there's
sometimes.
some people that
They don't learn.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, believe me, I know. All right, so now we talked about how long you've been a DJ, which you said, oh wait, well actually we didn't. We talked about how long Serge was a
I
DJ.
started when I was 12. I had old pictures in my room with,
That was,
it was a wooden
that was
turntable.
1982.
It was a wooden turntable, a box radio, and some nonsense. My my uncle and aunt owned Streets. They were one of the owners of Streets. They had partners,
Uh-huh.
and they actually took me there. I wasn't allowed to go into the crowd. I was allowed to go into the DJ booth.
Was that a role, what was, was
Streets
that
is
a
a nightclub.
club? Oh, it was
Yeah,
a club, okay.
Division Street in New Rochelle.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I was allowed to go into the DJ booth. I wanted to go so bad because I was there with them and help them like find those don't walk signs and things. And we went to like scrap
Oh,
yards.
cool.
The Streets was very cool. It had
Yeah.
the yellow line. It had the don't
Yeah,
walks.
I
It had
remember.
Streets was a red lights. It had it was a real like dancing in the streets was a theme of it.
Okay,
And I was part of that, and I really wanted to see it when it operated, and they would take me.
okay,
But I wasn't allowed to go anywhere but into the DJ booth.
okay.
So I was watching the DJ play, Eddie Faraka. I was watching the video guy do videos. They were
Okay.
mixing videos,
Wow.
and they were doing lights, which was all, back then, was no crazy automation. It was like switches.
Right.
So I liked that, and I took a liking to it. And one day before the club opened, I was messing around. I was talking to the DJ, and I started messing around with, I forgot the name of the song. I think it was Thriller with a laugh or something. Ha, ha, ha. Whatever it was, I was screwing around with stuff,
Okay.
going back and forth. And it's when I really realized that that's something I really wanted to do. And because Mike Rubiello, who owns Polos, who
Okay.
owned Polos,
Okay.
who owned Streets, he owned part of Let's Dance at one point in Poughkeepsie.
Okay.
Remind me about that later. I want to talk about that
Okay.
spot when we talk about things that are going on this weekend.
Okay.
I want to promote Paulie Fever spot this weekend.
Okay.
That I played in that club when we were young, when I was young.
Which place is that now?
It was called Let's Dance. It was on Academy Street in Paulie Fever's promoting a show this weekend.
Where is it?
It's in Poughkeepsie, New York.
Oh, okay.
And it's the last night they're going to have anything in this room. It's 33 Academy Street, and I was one of the people who was part of Let's Dance.
Nice.
You know, my aunt and uncle owned that as well. And so back to the Streets thing, I just, I picked up the music, and I really wanted to do it, and that's how it went. And my very first party was at Streets. I did everybody's birthdays, I did all these stuff, and I was like, let's throw an event, let's throw a nightclub thing, and we did it at Streets.
And how old were you at that point?
Ooh, I think it was 88, so I was 18.
So
Yeah,
you were
it was,
18, I was
it was
4
the
years
same. It was the same year that we did the DJ battle when I met Serge.
Okay.
It was the same time because all my parties were packed, and the promoter who was doing the DJ battle was like, "Yo, who's this guy?" But we hustled. We really hustled, and my friends and everybody, we hustled. We had Streets packed the very first party. I was like, oh man, I'm playing my music at this nightclub that I've always wanted to play my music in.
That's awesome.
Oh man, you have no idea that feeling.
Yeah.
That was the greatest feeling in the world. And it's people I knew and I love and friends, and listen, there was a lot of craziness back then. It was, but it was awesome. Let me tell you, that was my first party was one of the sickest things I've ever done.
Yeah, people that aren't in the industry don't understand the type of high that you get when you're doing your thing and people are, loving it. No, like, nobody understands, like, some people, they don't like to be front and center, or they don't like to do certain things. When you are an entertainer, a performer, whatever you want to, whatever realm you're in, when you get up when you do your thing, nothing feels better than that. That is like a euphoria.
Oh yeah, you want to hear this?
No one knows.
Here's something back with. We'll go back to when I first met Serge. Serge was in a DJ battle on his own. He was playing his own records. There was other DJs in the DJ battle. DJ Davey D, another great DJ, and the DJ Saab. These guys were all in the DJ battle. They were all like really. I was never the greatest turntablist.
Okay, what's a turntable?
Like mixing, like back and I could
Oh,
cut
okay.
and scratch and I could do that stuff, but I was
Okay.
never like. That's not what
That wasn't your thing.
I played music and played 3 turntables. Had 2 beats. I'd keep on, a 16 beat,
I like that better.
I'd have a 16 bar loop going or an 8 bar loop, and I'd have an acapella and was doing my own thing with 3 turntables. That was my thing.
Okay.
Just changing the music where it sounded like I was remixing it on the fly. That was
Gotcha.
my thing. Not cutting and scratching like that. I could do that, but that wasn't my forte. And these guys were all doing that. These guys had other people handing them records
Okay.
and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? How do I beat these guys?
Okay.
And how I beat them was Spring Love, the song by Stevie B.
Okay.
No one had it. Nobody had it. Nobody knew what it was.
Huh.
And I had it. And I was like, let's go. And I let it roll. And I played that song. I played that track pretty hard. And this place was going nuts. And a lot of the people were there for me. I'm not going to lie. And then one of them at the end was, the popularity contest. And I was like, you got the skill level. You beat me on that. But I played one song and blew you all out of the water. You can cut and scratch all you want. And I played one song, and it changed the whole mood of the whole room. And that's something that again, it's like a programming thing. But what makes people dance? Like what's going to make someone dance? If you have that feeling that someone's going to dance to it. So that was my thing with that night, and I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it because, again, like I said, the guy was like, "Oh, this is on a popularity contest." Well, maybe it was or wasn't. You still won. It was 2 winners. It was me and the other guy, and I was cool with that. But you're also getting someone handing you records.
Right.
So if you have someone else handing you records,
Right.
you're not doing it yourself.
Right.
I took one record
Right.
that no one knew what the hell it was, and I
Right.
played it, and the whole place went friggin' insane. Listen, I could have played the Star Spangled Banner that night, and they would have loved it because I did it, and it was a lot of people that I knew, and I'll always be honored and thankful for anyone that comes out to listen to my music. Anyone that comes out to listen to my music, you have no idea. I'm grateful I still get to play music. You know what I'm saying? That's something that a lot of people, there's a lot of DJs that I know personally that, they could have a party all day, but it doesn't mean anyone's coming.
Right.
And I get to play at these parties. Listen, I don't care if there's 5 people there. Wednesday night, Thanksgiving Eve at Copa, that wasn't that good. We didn't promote for long. It wasn't, there's a lot of else going on.
Sure.
And I said, listen, the crowd that comes out
Right.
to see me, people are cooking.
Yeah, we were all
children.
home cooking. Yeah.
No one's coming out Thanksgiving Eve. We're not 18,
Yeah.
and we went out and about. I'm not jumping around too hard on you.
It's okay.
We went out and about after that. Serge's place was banging, 808 Social.
Yeah.
It's not a big
I
spot,
saw
but
it,
it was
yeah.
banging. That was a good spot.
Yeah.
We went to go see, went to Noma, that was nothing. That
Okay.
was done. Then we went to Gigantes, that was at the end of the night, done, just to say hello to a few people. And then we passed Maggie's Filanes.
Okay.
On
Yep.
22, I think it is.
22. Yep.
Packed. It was 3:30 in the morning.
I
But it was
recall.
20-year-old kids.
Yep. Irish bar.
21-year-old kids. It was
Yeah.
young people. It wasn't,
Nobody that was making love to a turkey.
no, exactly. You're making stuff and doing,
You're vibrating.
sorry, baby.
Yes.
Or trying to do, I tried to shut it off. Sorry.
I know. Well,
See,
now.
I did. I shut it.
Yeah, it's vibrating.
I know, I'm
I know.
sorry.
You know what? I
did shut it off.
I usually do good. I train everybody not to.
You didn't even ask me. I did it on my own.
I figured you did, but something didn't because you were vibrating.
We'll get to the message this later.
Okay.
So that was that. I mean, that was a DJ Anthony Mangini
So
thing.
what is your favorite, I know, I mean, you're a freestyle guy, but what, is that your favorite music to play? What is
My
your
favorite music to play is more of a housey, progressive type music with no vocals. I don't really like a lot of vocals.
Oh, so you like that trancey house?
No, it's not
kinda,
trance.
No?
It's not trance. It's more of a house, like, I don't know if you'd call it tech house. It's more progressive.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
really like, I do like the words. I do like words and songs, but I'm more of just a beat.
The beat.
Not all the fist pumping stuff, not the EDM. I do like the EDM, don't get me wrong. I do like it, but it's more of a housey type, trancey, progressive type sound
Yep.
that I like, that like a newer thing. Like you could just say a few words and the beat drops.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
big
yeah.
build up and boom. It's just, it just hits you. That's
I
more
like
of
the
my
build up.
yeah, oh yeah, and that's more of my type of what I like. And on my show on Saturdays, that's something I usually like to play.
Okay, yeah, and now, but you've always been, in terms of as a DJ, you're a club DJ guy, right? You're not like a Sweet 16.
No, I've always considered myself a nightclub DJ.
And but when you, coming up all of these years, you've always played in clubs, correct?
Yeah, that was more of what I did. I was more the club guy.
You were the club guy, yeah. Well, I mean, it's completely different because you have somebody that can play, like, that can play a 50th, well, not but like a wedding or something like that. But you put them in a club and everybody's gonna like run because it's not the same thing. Like you can't.
Well, listen, with working with Serge, with
that's
Serge
different.
Entertainment, me doing stuff with him, I see there's a huge difference.
Huge difference.
Like,
yeah.
listen, Serge. One of the amazing things about Serge is he can take
everything,
his club thing and do his club thing. He can take his mobile thing and do his mobile thing. Like Serge can do. He's like, could I play some music in a wedding situation? Absolutely. Listen, people hire me sometimes to do weddings, but I'm only playing a certain set.
Right. It's not your forte.
It's not my. Yeah. It's not the whole. I don't have the ins and out like that's why he's what he is with that.
Right.
Now I'm more of a nightclub. If someone asks me what kind of DJ do I describe myself, I'm not a battle DJ. I'm not a radio DJ. I'm a nightclub.
You're a nightclub DJ. That's what I'm saying. So that's what.
With Miami Mike Radio, I'll say I'm a radio DJ because.
There you go.
We get when you have 96,000 listeners on your show when you do your show.
Right.
You got to be humble about that.
No doubt.
People listen all over the world. I give a lot of listen. I take everything I do on Miami Mike Radio very, very, very to heart, and I'll never play any place else. I take it very seriously, I mean, listen, there's been times that I've gone off on certain people, and I've used my podium to, rant or whatever I wanted to say, and Mike's allowed it. He could have been easily, but he knew, he knows I was right in things I was saying, so I wasn't like I just went off on Anthony's drinking too many Millers and this asshole's losing his bird.
Right.
Anything I ever said was legit.
Right. Well, you know what? And I can segue into something because you just opened up the door on that one. And I'll just fast forward because I have a lot of stuff to go through with you. But you just opened the door. So I just want to remind you guys that you were listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy live on Miami Mike Radio.
MiamiMikeRadio.com. Yeah, baby.
And we got Mr. Anthony Mangini on the mic. Not on the mix, but on the mic.
In the hot seat.
And yeah, don't try to touch my mic either. But you're a guy, so you'll stay away. So anybody, I said stay away from my mic.
I haven't touched anything.
Know.
I haven't touched anything.
I know. Well, all the women want my mic because it's so appealing. So they want to touch my mic. So anybody that knows you, they know that you speak your mind. Do you ever think to yourself, maybe I shouldn't have said that? Especially when you do the public blasts. You are known for, you just said just now, you do your show and sometimes you use it as a forum. And you're also very public. You go on Facebook and you put somebody on blast, you shout them out. Okay. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, I have no problem with saying that. I'm an opinionated person. I admit when I was wrong. If anyone knows, Rob Machetta plays on MiamiMikeRadio.com. I'm a friend of Rob's. I thought he was doing something wrong, and I called him out on it. And I took my post down and I apologized publicly because I was wrong. And I also talked to Rob on the phone and admitted I was wrong and apologized to him as a man. You know, I have no problem if I do something or come out of. I thought he put up. How can I say? He was doing his show, and he put up. I don't want to go. You know what? I'll always be real. There was something he said to Miami Mike, and me and Mike were at the airport, and Mike said it to me.
Okay.
About that, a post that had to do with Isabella, the girl from Long Island. I'm not going to use her last name.
Okay.
And had to do with her, and he didn't like it, and it was on Diane's post. And I was like, what does that have to do with me? If I want to go back at somebody who's disrespected me on somebody else's post, you know, listen, it shouldn't even be like that, but it is what it is. I'm not going to allow someone to disrespect me. And I warned this girl, do not do that to me again. Because she always would send me messages, oh, I love your show, I love your show, I love this, play this to me, do that, and I would always do it. But meanwhile, in the second hand, she's bashing me. So I asked her not to do it again.
Okay.
And she did it again. And I guess this guy saw it, and he got pissed off, or whatever, and mentioned it to Mike, which had nothing to do with him or his business, anything to do with him.
Okay.
You know? So I didn't understand where that was coming from, so I heard that. And next thing you know, I see, you know, it's his show, and he's going to only do it once a month or whatever, and I see finale. I saw it's the finale. Finale means at the end.
Okay.
So I thought he was putting it up like it was his swan song, like I'm done with MMR.
Okay.
And again, I take Miami Mike Radio very seriously.
Right.
I don't, you know, and any DJ who's on this thing should take it as serious as I do. You know, I listen, I played on this station for a little over 4 years. I take it very seriously. I really, really love it. And I thought he was disrespecting when he put finale up.
Okay.
And I thought it was it. He wasn't saying nothing.
Okay.
So I lit him up a little bit,
Okay.
which was it was late, and no one saw it was down by the morning. And I apologized, and I publicly, the post is still there, I publicly apologized to Rob Machetta. Now, if you want to talk about other things that have pissed me off, I have no problem talking about that.
I will, but now, just to back up on that though, in my initial question was, do you ever, like, you said, maybe had you fought, like, for a minute and didn't blast? Like,
no.
Would so you're good, like, you're, because like me, sometimes I've tried now, because I'm very much like you, I'm very straight to it, I'm very honest, and I see something and it twists me, and it takes a lot, but I have learned, me personally, I don't talk right away because I jump to conclusions, because I am like you, I'm very loyal, I see something, it pisses me off, and I want to go right after it. And I have said to myself, you know what, you need to step back, take a breath, and don't open up your mouth yet, so that you know everything that you're dealing with before you deal with it. So I know you're thinking, but I stop myself, especially on a public thing.
I could give a shit less.
Okay. No, that's fine. I mean, that's why I was asking.
I'm just saying, I listen, anything I say, I mean. If like I said, there's only been one time that anyone's ever seen me make an apology to someone on Facebook, as far as something I said, and that was to Machetta.
Okay.
And I apologized, and I think pretty much we're all good, you know, and that's that. And anything else I've said, I meant.
Well, no,
I have no problem. Listen, Eddie, who used to play on my grade, he was a friend of mine.
Okay.
And a lot of people always ask him, what happened to Eddie? What happened to Eddie? What happened to Eddie?
Right.
You know, I was down with Eddie. I met Eddie through Louis, and we hit it off. Eddie was at my house. Eddie had dinner at my house many times, and you know, Eddie was like my brother.
Okay.
You know, and I guess whatever happened with Eddie decided he was going to fuck with me one night during the show and go back and forth, and he wanted to introduce Glenn Prisha, and it was all this and that, and I, you know, just breaking my balls. I told him I wanted to play, and I guess he got pissed off because I wasn't supposed to play a birthday blowout, and whatever the case with him.
Okay.
Whatever the case. You know, he can say whatever he wants. I got my balls twisted, and I love Eddie Tavone with all my heart. So if anyone ever says that Anthony ever dissed him, I never dissed him.
Okay.
I never publicly came out and, you know, dissed him. You know, I love him. To this day, I love him. And I always wish him the best. You know, he should have stuck with us, in my opinion. You know, that's just an opinion.
Right.
You know, I think he jumped the gun and trying to quit his show on a night we're trying to set up for a show that he wasn't on, trying to reach out to Mike, and Mike not answering the phone call, and then putting a Facebook post up that I quit. You know, shame on you. You know, I thought I was more than that to you, because I'm going to tell you straight out, nobody, if it wasn't for Louis Nitrella, and it wasn't for me, nobody would have known his name where I come from, and the places that I get to DJ at. Nobody would have known the man's name. If it wasn't for Louis and it wasn't for me. Because Serge didn't want him on the parties.
Okay.
Serge wanted to be just us. I'm going, yo, let him do it, let him do it. You know, we went out to do his show on Sunday nights, which was awesome.
Oh, right.
That was awesome. We had a great time. You know? I mean, listen, out there in that radio station, it was great. Listen, I had no problem. It doesn't make a difference if you have one listener. But the listenership was more of the internet and us doing that. Because, again, we helped build that show. We gave him our part of our following. We gave him that. We gave him the following that we had. Here you go. It was free, you know? You know, I'm lucky to have a lot of friends on Facebook and people that follow what I do, but we gave him that. That's like a gift. But it wasn't a gift. It was like, I love you. You're my brother. You know what I'm saying? You're my brother. You're my family. And this is for you. You know, well, not for you. If you're with me, whatever was with me is with you. You know, that's how I look at that. You know? And the way he went about quitting and his whole nonsense and the way he was digging at me a few times privately, I just had enough. You know, and enough's enough. So that's pretty much with him, you know, and good luck. You know, good luck. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I don't really see him doing any shows. I wish he would. He's a great DJ. He's my favorite DJ. I'm going to tell you. Glenn Fisher is my DJ idol. Eddie Tagone is my favorite DJ. I mean, if it wasn't for Eddie Tagone, I would never be playing music right now. We wouldn't be sitting here. I can tell you that right now. Louis put me on Eddie's show, and I started to play music just because I was enjoying listening to Eddie and the mixes and the sounds that he was giving. And I really enjoyed it. You know, it was something I listened to for many, many years. I listened to it for many years before the first time Eddie even had me call in. Because I was like, again, I don't look at myself as anything as far as the music game. You know, I never produced a hit record. I never did anything big. Yeah, I got to play in New York City. I got to play in Miami. It's great, but it's not like I can't put my name with a David Morales, a Little Louis Vega. I can't put my name with those people.
But now you just did do some of the soundtrack for Cruise, correct?
Yes, I did.
See?
But okay, that's a different story. But I'm saying, with him, that's where I was at with Eddie. And the story with Eddie is, you know, I feel bad. Eddie decided he wanted to leave Miami Mike Radio. And again, if it was an issue that I had with him, it should have been an issue with me and him, because I'll never go to anybody and say, let's say you and me decide, you know, I hate Anthony. I'll never say to Mike, get rid of her. And if I did, it's up to Mike to do it. I mean, I don't have any pull. This is Mike's ball game.
Right.
You know, people could say, oh, Anthony this, and a lot of people, DJs and people, put me and Mike in the same category with this station. Yes, I'm going to tell you straight out, I did help build this station. And we wouldn't be sitting here, because Mike would have never known you if you didn't know me.
I think we all met together, actually.
You met me? You've known me for a pretty long time, haven't you?
No,
You
I
didn't
don't
know who I
think so.
was?
No, I did
Wow,
not.
that's
Believe it or
pretty
not,
cool.
I did not. I met you guys all as
But you never went to clubs around here?
You know what? I did not do clubs that much around here, like all those places that you were taught. Like, I don't think I've ever been to streets.
Wow.
So, no, I used to go out, like, in the city, in the Bronx, in
A lot of
Long Island.
either way, a lot of the people that are on Miami Mike Radio are from this area.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, believe it or not, the way I met you guys was I went to one of the birthday blowouts a couple of years ago with Lenny. And
That's right. The first one
That
I
was
did
the
it,
first-
you were with Lenny. The first one I did
That was the first
at,
time I met you.
that was me.
But no, Mike was there too.
At the first birthday blowout?
Wait, I don't remember now that
I
you...
don't know about that.
I don't
The first one we did at Noma, I don't think we were broadcast live on Miami.
I can't recall, but I know
was
that
pretty
that
sick
was the
that night,
first...
remember
That
that?
night was sick. It was so packed in there,
Yeah,
forget it.
that was pretty
But
sick. That was a good party.
that
Birthday
was-
blowout's coming up January 12th, by the way. We'll talk about that later.
Awesome. That was then, and then actually the following year was really when we, like, that was when we all started kind of talking, and then something had gone down that night, and that was when me and Mike became, we became friendly. Remember, there was something that happened in the VIP area that was associated with somebody that I used to hang out
Oh,
with.
that's right. I remember that. The bill.
Something to
I remember
that
that.
effect.
I remember that nonsense.
So-
yeah, that was nonsense.
Right, there was a lot of nonsense that was going on, And that was when Mike and I became
Gotcha.
more like friends, that we were talking about it and stuff. And then you guys came. I was bartending at Danny Boy's,
I
and
think
that
that
was
you had the boss shirt on because I told you I
the
was coming there with
boss
Serge that night.
Serge and Mike, and that was really one of the first times I had really kind of like I was just getting to
Gotcha.
know
All right, so
all you
it
guys
wasn't
at
from
that
back in
point.
the day.
No,
You weren't back in the scene. Okay.
No.
So my bad. But
No.
then I redact my statement
Yeah.
towards you.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people from back in the day that are part of what we're doing now.
Oh, absolutely.
that-
No, I
that-
mean, everybody knows each other, which is why, I always say, like, a good, you gotta be a solid human being, because you know what, your past comes back at you, for sure. And, when you do the right thing, I believe the right thing comes with you. And when you do the wrong thing, it catches up to you eventually. So, like, if you know all these people 20 years and better, okay?
I know some of these people that come to
Easily.
these parties from high school.
That's what I'm saying.
Paul Ventura, I know from third grade.
It's
I
so,
think third grade?
if
Was it
you-
third grade? Maybe first grade. Maybe Mr. Andre, I think, the first grade, maybe. But I know him from back then.
but that's my point. So if you're not a solid, decent human being, you cannot keep a relationship that long. You can't stay friends with somebody for 30, 40 years if you're a piece of crap. Because,
agreed.
Eventually,
Well, obviously, you can't
people-
stay friends with someone for 5 years if you want to turn into that.
Again,
And hence I go back to the Eddie story because I love that man. And, it just,
it's disheartening.
listen, I'll be honest, I called him a few times, never returned the call. So, not to say in a bad way, fuck him. If he doesn't want to talk to me, doesn't want to be part of what I'm doing, good luck, and good luck. That's what I got to say about that.
Yeah.
And anybody else, you're talking about me with my opinions and whatnot, I had an opinion on another DJ that played on my Mac radio, Vittorio. I had an opinion with him.
Okay.
And, it is what it is with him. He blew it himself. I had no issue with him. Just because you're throwing parties every weekend, doesn't mean I can't come and throw a party. And it happened where Serge had a party going at Noma.
Okay.
And I said I would DJ it. And I happened to go through, I think it was May, maybe Louis. What's going on that night? Just to see what else going on. Nothing. Okay, let's roll with this. I'm okay with it. Let's do it. And it became a Miami Mike event. Mike was there. We had Cynthia. We had Nasty Boys. It was an MMR event.
Uh-huh.
And he happened to be throwing a party down the block. You know what I'm saying? He happened to be throwing a party down the block.
Okay.
And I reached out to him. Why are you laughing?
No, I thought you saw my phone.
What did it say?
Nothing. Keep talking.
What did it say?
I didn't
No,
say
tell
anything.
me.
It was a text to me that it was better off you didn't see it. Go ahead, keep talking.
It wasn't a dick pic, was it?
No.
So, someone didn't like me?
No. No.
So I reached out to him privately and I said, listen, I see you're doing something. We're doing something the same night. Maybe we could figure this out. I apologize. I was very nice. I could show you the messages that I sent the man.
Okay.
And I was nice about it.
Okay.
And he came back, okay, cool. Him and Miami Mike were going to have a conference call that night, whatever. And he puts a post up. And my phone is going off the hook. And I'm like, what? Vittorio put a post up. And I'm like, okay. So everyone's sending me this picture. When I say everyone, let's say 10 people did it.
Okay.
So I'm seeing this picture, and it was like something about loyalty and nonsense and fucking gibberish. And it said, hashtags, no cheerleaders needed. Well, I'm sorry, Vittorio, if people have their cameras in front of me when I'm playing. No effects needed. It was just only real DJs here. No legends here. I've never, ever, I'd make a lot of flyers. I've never put the word legendary or had anything to do with that name ever in anything I've done. I swear to you on my children. Okay? So, yeah, and I appreciate it. And you told me, there's nothing legendary. Glenn Fisher's legendary. Dave Morales is legendary. Those kind of people are legendary DJs. You know what I'm saying?
You're legendary on Miami Mike Radio.
I don't know about that. But whatever the case. So, I don't put that on there. So, I knew that was directed, here you go. I'm going to come punch you right in your face. You know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at that. This is what I'm going to give to you. That's what it was to me. So I said to Mike, there's no reason for a phone call. I'm not getting on the phone with this dude. You know, he made his own bed here. He put something on Instagram about toast, white toast, black toast, like bad, good. I'm done with this guy. You don't publicly diss me and disrespect me and name every DJ on this station and not me as being a real DJ. Because if it wasn't for me, you might not have been playing. How I look at it. Well, he knew Mike, so he maybe wouldn't play. If it worked out the way Mike originally started the station, so he could listen to music, when his own music that he wanted to listen to wherever he was in the world. That's how Mike started it.
Okay.
So, what?
No, I have a reminder. I'm just moving it. It's all good. You're good. Keep talking.
So, I had my balls twisted about that, and that Saturday night on my show, I pretty much went in on Vittorio and explained what happened. And as I'm going in and saying it was him, he's messaging me, please stop, please stop. I'm like, if you tell me right now that your public Facebook post wasn't for me, I'll stop and I'll apologize. And I got crickets. You know, so that's how the problem with me and him arose. You know, he publicly dissed me, and I just took it to the level where I took it. And, you know, it wasn't trying to be mean or disrespectful, you know, and I could care less what kind of music he plays, good, bad, up, down. It doesn't make a difference to me. What kind of a DJ you are. It's about being a person, and I was being nice to you, and you come publicly try to throw me under a bus and diss me publicly. First off, you're not that popular to come diss me. You know, I'm not saying I'm not shit, again, but you're not that. You ain't shit. You're going to come diss me? You're going to come play the game with me? I'm not a game player. I promoted his shows. He never promoted not one thing I did. I promoted his shows. I would put his flyers up. I'd promote the stuff he did. I was nice to him. I was kind to him. He'd come in. I'd take pictures with him. I'd be honored. I'd take my own camera out and take a picture with him. You know, and what does he do afterwards? He goes and he blocks everybody, all the people. You know what? He blocks some of the key people. That's why the parties he's got going on aren't that great. Because he blocked all the fucking key people that will come to the party. I'm sorry. If he doesn't like it, too bad. Because here it is, too bad. You know what? You messed with the wrong person. You shouldn't have messed with me like that. I'm a good friggin' man. You know, you're going to go diss me? I'm going to diss you back. And I know that might be your friend, and he's part of that little club you're in.
No, I'm going to... Let me just...
And it is what it is.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
You know, and it is what it is. And listen, and I know he does parties with Steve, and Steve, Iceman, is a personal friend of mine. I love that man.
Steve, I don't know who Steve is.
Steve. He does parties with DJ, he does, even with Vinny Campese.
Oh, okay.
You know, but with Steve, he does parties with Steve.
Stefano, you mean?
Stefano.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yes, Iceman. That man was at my father's funeral. That man's a personal friend of my family. I love that man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I will always respect him, and he's my friend. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. And he's my friend. But this other guy, you know, listen, I saw him at the feast, and, you know, it's squashed. I have no issue with Vittorio. And I don't wish him any ill will. I don't wish him anything bad. I'll never do anything to personally, oh, Vittorio's doing a party, I'm going to do one to compete with. Right. I don't care. Right. Dude, and I've always been like that. Like the conversation me and Tia had. Right. He's like, oh, he'll do a party on Halloween to compete with mine. Who cares? Who cares? Let him do whatever he wants to do. You do what you want to do. If you're a better promoter or you give a better product, people are going to come to you. That's how I look at it. Seriously, and that's the way you should look at it. It's not about I'm gonna go compete against you. Go fuck yourself. Compete against me. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. Listen, I'm the type of person, I don't care. Not doing this because I make a ton of money. Me and Miami Mike do not make a lot of money doing this. Just get it straight. Mm-hmm. And listen, neither does Surge and the DJ shit on that end.
Right.
On the mobile stuff, yes, it's amazing.
Right.
But on what we do, there's no real money being made.
Right.
So anyone thinks, oh, Anthony's getting rich and Anthony's doing all these parties. There ain't nothing like that.
Right.
Trust me on that end.
Right.
We ain't making, neither's Mike. None of us, we ain't making any money doing what we're doing. We do it because we love it.
Right.
People say, oh, why do you do it up here? We do it in Florida too.
Right.
You know, I love it. This is my home. You know what I'm saying? Yonkers is my home. This is my home up here. I'm going to always come up and do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you should do parties in Florida. go fuck you. You go to Florida. Do whatever you got to do. Don't worry about what Anthony does. Worry about what you have to do. That's what I'm saying. Some people worry too much about what they got to worry about, and that's how that shit got down with Vittorio. You know, because he worried about shit he shouldn't have worried about, and I'm gonna compete with you. And listen, and I'm gonna end with this. He's gonna compete with Tia's party last Halloween. We all know what happened with Tia. Okay, we all know what happened with her unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
And that party wasn't gonna happen. Somehow Lenny canceled it. I don't know how he canceled it. Whatever with that. That's another story. He canceled the party. Okay, and then me and Serge are talking one morning. Here, you want to hear the real deal about that?
No, please lie to me.
So Lenny canceled the Halloween party, or whatever. Tia made it cancel it.
Okay.
Tia was in her situation. And the people from Coliseum reached out to Lori
Yes,
and Mike to do the party.
yes.
I think that's what got Lenny's balls twisted. That's why he played on Miami Mike Radio for a minute and he left. So whatever with him. Good luck with him, whatever he's doing.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? I was going to bring a little thing of pasta tonight and mangiare.
If you start taking your shirt off, though, I don't know what's going to happen.
If I take my shirt off, you don't think I'm going to like it. You're going to ask me to leave.
Oh, jeez.
No, yeah, seriously, you'll ask me to leave. You're like, oh, God. Put it back on.
And cut.
Yep. Good night.
That's a wrap.
So that was where that whole thing lied, and Mike and Lori decided as a team, we're not getting a part of this. Had nothing to do with Anthony, and nothing to do with nothing. And listen, the Coliseum has to keep their doors open.
Sure.
They reached out to who they knew would bring people to their place.
Right.
Which was Lori and Mike.
Right.
You know, big up shout to Lori. I love you. I don't think she's listening, but if she is, she is. If she's not, she's not. I love Lori. They wanted to keep their doors open.
Right.
Excuse me. So that ended. They're like, we're not doing it. I get a call from Serge in the morning, one morning, 2 days later. And I need a favor. I'm like, okay, Serge, what do you need? I need you to do the Halloween party with me at Coliseum. I was like, I don't want any part of it. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't want any part of it. He's like, why? I was like, the whole thing with Tia, it looked like we're trying to take something from her, and that's not would ever be the case. And he's like, I know. I was like, why don't you do this? Why don't you reach out to Tia and see if she wants to let us do the party? She can have, we knew she couldn't physically be there at that point.
Right.
Let her have one of her representatives come and run the party, which was Danny at that point.
Right.
And that's how it happened. And next thing you know, me, Serge, and Tia are texting back and forth. Party's back on. The original flyer, Naomi, me, Serge, Eddie, the original party. And I guess this guy got his balls twisted and said he's going to throw a party the same night. I believe it was in Eastchester somewhere, and they did, 60 people, whatever it is. But good for them, whatever they did. That was their way of saying, here, I'm gonna go against you.
Well, I think that it's difficult, and I know that we, Tia had his conversation as well with us, where she wants for everybody to clear each other's schedules and book things in advance, and it's difficult to do because like you may have there's 5 things going on a Thursday night. She'll say, well, then we have to split the crowd, so everybody should be mindful of the other person's scheduling. And you can't always do that. I mean, that Friday night that you guys came in, there were a couple of parties going on that night. You didn't intentionally do it that night. It just worked out that way. A month or two ago, there was like a couple of parties that were going on a particular Friday night. She was part of one of them. There was another party going on someplace else. And you said that was the only one that worked for your schedule. So we all try. I think everybody tries to be considerate, but like she always says, Frank tells her there's McDonald's and there's Burger King. The people that are going to go to a Tia event might not be the same people that are going to go to a Miami Mike event. The people that are going to a Miami Mike event might not be the same people that are going to whatever event. So there's enough people for everybody, and everybody has their certain followings and such. What I wanted to say when you were talking, again, as human beings, I know everybody knows different people, and I told you I didn't even know Serge, and they were doing a benefit for me, Sammy and Ian at the, why is my phone ringing? Okay. because my son's friend is trying to call him. And they did, an event for us
Got a
over
lot
there.
going on here.
Yeah, a lot going
Wow,
on.
good for you.
And,
Glad I don't have to control it.
yeah, I know.
Glad it has nothing to do with me.
I messaged Serge, and he was, like I told you, one of my favorite DJs, and I had, donate his time and come. So with that, Tita, mine, DJ Vittorio, Johnny Rocks, and
Love me,
Serge.
Johnny Rock. Johnny Rock is awesome.
All four of them donated their time that night. So yes, and all four of them in my book will always be amazing people.
Listen, I always wish everybody the best.
I get it,
Don't think
but
I'm
not.
I don't hate anybody.
No, I'm not saying you do, but I'm
Not
just
for
saying.
some DJ shit.
No, exactly, because to me, that was heart shit.
But I learned very quickly that if we're gonna throw a party, we're not gonna care what anybody else is doing.
Well, that's my whole point. Exactly.
I've never cared before.
I agree.
And we've always done stuff before like that, and I don't care who it is if they have a party on the same night. If you want to throw a party, we're gonna do it.
You know what? Because everybody, listen.
And it's not about if people want to come or not come. It's about we're gonna throw a party this night. I'm not gonna say, oh, are you doing some, or are you doing some? Are you doing?
Well, you can't. You'll never do it.
Come on. That's where that nonsense started. And it started with that, and then here it was, and then it was, oh, it's for a benefit, and I'm like, I don't see anything on your, listen, when I threw a benefit, I only did one, so I'm not, nothing special with that. We did a benefit for a man we didn't know, who we got to meet and love, Dusty Rhodes. We did one.
Yes, I recall.
We did one. Raised the man almost $10,000 in one night.
I remember
It was very clear on the flyer. All the proceeds go to him. It wasn't portions or this, maybe we'll give.
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. But at the end of the day, all these people doing this stuff, and I see a lot of people doing this stuff, whether it's here or Florida, or all over. I get flyers from all over the country. So all these people doing this stuff, how about at the end of your benefit?
Right, and you do quotation because a lot of people, they
how about at the end of your
$3.
benefit,
Yeah, they
your end of your
$3.
benefit,
Yeah.
you say, I donated this much.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you, when we did the Dusty Rhodes, everything was free. And it wasn't just me. I might have been the person who had the idea. And they asked Sammy Zerka, can I run with it? Mm-hmm. And he said, Mangini, help this man any way you can. Mm-hmm. And that's how we ran with it. Mm-hmm. They were going to have a barbecue for me. I believe it was Lori. It was Lori. We were going to have a barbecue for me that day because we worked all weekend. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It was Tropics. It was Maggie Spillane's from Amerenik. It was
Yep.
It was Noma.
Yep.
And we were working all from Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We're gonna have a barbecue on Sunday.
I remember that.
And I said to Lori, instead of the barbecue, let's do this. And Lori jumped on that the same way she jumped in for Melody behind it. She put that Facebook page. I believe it raised almost $7,000. I don't know exactly what it made, but it was big. Good number for her.
Yeah.
For Melody. God love you, Melody. I love you, girl.
Well, that's what I meant when I said that's who was here with me.
So we changed that. And I wasn't going to have every single DJ on Miami Mac Radio. Eddie B. Swift reached out, very first person. Eddie B. Swift works with Cypress Hill. Eddie B. Swift is amazing DJ, travels the world to DJ. He's like, I'll do whatever you want, Aunt. I was like, okay. I got him. I had Chris. At that time, he was with us. Serge. It was me, Eddie B. Swift, and Serge at that time. Chris helped out, but everybody helped out.
Right.
Mike, Frank C., Paul Lorenko, Donna, Jennifer Farrow,
yep.
Laura, everybody was working all day.
Yep.
Lenny.
I remember.
Seriously, James O'Toole, my brother. When I first said I was going to do that, the first person I called was James O'Toole. I'm like, if anyone, he was the manager of Marty Lenny's, and that's how I know him. I always called him Big Man. James O'Toole, I reached out to him. I said, yo, help me. He's like, I know him. I'll do whatever you want. He sat at that door all day collecting $10 from everyone that walked in. Mm-hmm. Plus the raffles. We raised almost $10,000 in one day for him, and we didn't know. We made News 12. That's where that meme came out, me and Serge. The funny thing.
Yes.
Yes. I'm DJ Serge, and this fuck gets on News 12.
Yes.
Yeah, he gets on, yes. So that's a positive thing. Like,
yeah.
But I'm saying, like, I was said to me, like, oh, it's for a cause. I don't even see it on your flyer. For what cause? And if you're doing it for a cause, it should be for a cause where everything's for the cause. I'm not going to give you, great, here's $100. But you know what? Put at the end of your party, this is what we did, and we gave this much. You know what? Hey, listen, everyone should get paid.
Right.
Listen, the thing we did, no one got paid. It was very clear.
Right.
But if you're going out and you're doing this, and you're doing this on a weekly basis, Yes, you should get paid, and at the end of the day, here's what's left over, and this is what we gave to the charity. This is what we did.
Right.
Not where it's just back and forth.
Right.
You know, because again, you see all these people, a portion. What's the portion? Tell me the portion.
Right, it could be 2%.
It could be nothing. No one knows. Show me a check. See, when Sal does stuff, he puts checks up. Here's what it is. You know what I'm saying? He does real deal stuff.
Yeah.
But these people saying they're doing that, and people think, that's why I'll never say, unless I really, it's something, listen, we're going to do something for Melody, Lily.
Yeah.
We're going to do a thing for her. And we're going to do, is that you? For you?
It's for my son. I
Oh.
have an alarm for him to brush
Gotcha.
his teeth at this time.
Gotcha. I thought it was like, no.
No.
So, if you're gonna do right, but do it where it's not. It doesn't need to be. I'm trying to think of the word. It doesn't need to be
Cohesive?
something. Oh yeah, here we go. It doesn't need to be. Listen, it doesn't need to be. If you're gonna do something for a charity, it doesn't need to be off board. It doesn't need to be where it should be up front. This is what we're doing. This is what I'm doing. Here it is.
Well, I think a big problem with charity things is that people want to, they want to, when you do something for charity or you do something for somebody, it's not for what you get, for the response you get from others. It's for the person or peoples that you're doing it for. So a lot of times I feel like people say they donate, they charity, this and that, because they want the pat on the back and not necessarily because of the fact that they want to help the charity or people that they're working with. You know what I'm trying to
Agreed.
say? Because that's how I feel is like, if you have to tell people what you're doing because you want recognition, then you're doing it for the wrong reason.
100%.
Because the reason why you do something is to help someone. So like, I don't know Melody Lely. I only met her a few times when we were at, MMR events, and I learned her and Mike were cousins or whatever. She has always been like a ray of light when I
Yes.
see her.
Oh yeah, she's
And
awesome.
every time she sees me, she's always got this big smile on her face, and she likes to dance, and I like to dance, and I might be in a funky mood at that minute. She'll grab my hand and pull me out on the dance floor. Come on, girl.
She's great people.
And, we took pictures together, all this stuff. And then we exchanged numbers. I think we might have texted here and there. We had a common friend, a mutual friend that something took place with, and, that happened. So I've never sat down. I never really had a conversation with her. When I woke up that morning and I saw Lorianne had tagged me in that post, I never check things like that at 7:00 in the morning. And I was saying this the other day when on my show. I was drinking my coffee and I looked and I saw this and I said, Lori doesn't normally tag me in a post. I said, so you know what? Let me look at this. And I saw that there was this fire. And when I realized it was Melody and her kids, my heart sank. So I was like, oh my God. And I went on the GoFundMe page and made a donation. Unfortunately, I didn't have clothes that were going to fit for all the sizes that they needed. And I posted it on my page. I announced it that day on the show. And then last week, I dedicated my show to her and one of our followers, Kim O'Connell, who passed away. I dedicated the show to both of them. So I didn't know where they were, if they had a place to stay or not. And Lori said they were staying with family. So when Lily finally got her phone, I saw she was on because she posted something actually on Instagram where she was going around helping people, giving out turkeys, giving out this, giving out that. And I watched her.
Yeah, with the PCNY crew.
But that humbled me to such a degree that this woman just lost everything. She lost her home. Thank God, they're going to repair it, but she lost her home and all of her children were displaced, and I learned how horrific, because she was physically there. When the fire started, she said it was like the size of a pinky, and when she went to go get salt to put it out, it went up in flames. Her kids were in freaking underwear, and she grabbed everybody and made them, it was a horrific experience that she went through. Now, I've never even had a phone conversation with her before. So this was before Thanksgiving, and I said to her, Mama, do you guys have a place to stay? What are you doing for the holidays? And she said, I don't know. We're kind of all over the place. I have family. I said, my door is open. Come. And that was the first conversation I ever had with her. And they came by on Thanksgiving.
awesome.
And you know, I didn't know her, and I had the pleasure of sitting down with her and meeting her children that were all individuals, and so like I couldn't, they were beautiful people, every one of them. Her girls were so intelligent and so respectful, and her boys were little maniacs in the room with my son, and he loved it. They were wrestling, they're killing each other, God only knows what was going on. But that's to me, that's what, not and I don't mean charity, because that's not any
Well, that wasn't charity, that was just being real.
But that's what you're supposed to lead with, an open heart, is what I'm saying. So when you do something for somebody, you don't do it because of the recognition that you're going to get for it. You do it because it makes you feel good. And guess what? In return, you make somebody else feel good, and you feel good in the process. So to me, that's what it's all about.
You know what I see? I glanced at this real quick. Gina Marie Russo co-star was another one who did a lot.
Oh, 100%. All of the
Did a lot.
Miami,
Yep,
so many
yep.
of the Miami
Stephanie,
people, they jumped
Gloria,
in.
so many
all
people
of them.
really did so much, and thank you for that. Thank
All
you
of
for
them.
that. That was,
I tell you, I text Lorianne because I was trying. Unfortunately, the timing was. I said, I'm going to try to see if I can help. What do you need? She goes, you know. I said, I got it. You know, because obviously I have my son and all of that. And she said, you know what? I think we're good. You know, don't worry. So I tried to do my part, announcing it on the show, and hopefully people, you know, doing. But everybody pulled together. When she said to me, "We're good," you know, and I texted her. I said, you know, what you did was unbelievable, because you know, when my husband died, it was sudden and tragic, and he was the breadwinner. And Beth Acasello, who was from the Beach Club, made a GoFundMe page for us. I will tell you that I did not know where my next dollar was coming from. If she did not do that for me, I don't know where, you know, it was hard enough. And when I can't even tell you the people that supported and helped. I don't know if she didn't do that for me, I would have been in a worse position than I was, you know? And so I really appreciate that. And when she did that, I said to Lori, I said, you know what? I love you for doing that, because somebody did that for me, and it made such a world of difference. And you know, I don't know Lori that well either, but you know, when you see people and they do the right thing, that speaks volumes in and of itself. Somebody maybe, you know, Lori always says she has like resting bitch face, which I think I do too. You know, people think like they meet you, they think, oh, she don't want to deal with you. Oh, she don't want to bother with you. You know, she's a bitch.
Lori's one of the, let me tell you something about Lori. Lori's a great human being.
Well, yeah. And
we've done a lot with Lori, and Lori is part of Miami Mike Radio.
Right.
I mean, Lori is a huge part of Miami Mike Radio. So no one ever get that twisted.
Of course.
That whatever Mike does, and you know, I'm part of it too. Lori's a huge part of it, and we always know we could like reach out to Lori and we need to do this or do that. Like, listen, Lori put that whole fundraiser together.
Yes.
Lori's going to put another one together. Lori put the GoFundMe page together.
That's
Lori,
right.
you know, directed people to get food or whatever, clothes, whatever she did. She helped there. You know, she's a great, and I love Lori.
I know,
Lori's
but
a great person.
my point is,
there's a lot of great people
there are
at the top of the list of the Miami Mike Radio food chain that are very, very helpful and do a lot for a lot of people.
Yes, and what happens is that people judge books by their covers a lot, and if you would just take a second.
You know what? I've heard that. I heard that recently. Oh, I think you're this and you're that. You don't even freaking know me.
Right.
How are you telling me that you don't even know me?
Yes.
You know, that's I agree with that. I think that stuff.
Listen.
Judging a book by first off, thinking you know someone. Listen, you can see me smile every single day on Facebook.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean I'm smiling anywhere else. And I said it to a friend of mine recently. Just because you see the smiles on Facebook, you don't see me with brand new cars. You don't see me with big ass houses. You don't see me going on lavish vacations. Don't mean I'm smiling in my private life. But you know what? If I'm going to fucking go out and I'm going to have a good time and I'm going to be a part of something that I want to be a part of, fuck yeah, I'm going to smile.
Yep.
You know what? Why shouldn't I?
You should.
Seriously.
Well, you should do what works for you. But
Fuck
you know
yeah,
what?
that.
But that's
you know, and that's what, I don't mean to cut you off, but the people that think they know you.
Yep.
Or have an opinion on, or have an opinion
on you.
Oh,
right.
He's this, he's
right.
that, he's a player, he's the.
Right.
You don't even freaking know me.
Right. Well, people, listen, it happens to all of us. And I post things on wherever, Instagram or whatever.
Well, I'm looking at you. I mean, if I see you, you look like the biggest player out there.
Yes, I know, I am. I'm such a player.
Don't hate the player,
Don't
hate
hate
the game,
the player,
baby.
hate the game. Well, that's the funny part. If I lived the life that everybody thinks that I live, forget it. I wouldn't be dating myself.
You couldn't be what?
I said, if I was, yes, Mike, we did say, Anthony did mention Stephanie and Melanie and
I did
everybody.
mention
Yes,
Stephanie
we
and
did, I
Huey.
know. He just didn't want anybody left out. And we did say that everybody has been amazing.
That's right, Gianna.
And helping.
Gianna, Melanie, how do you say the name?
I don't know.
I
Whichever
love her
one,
too.
Gianna
She's another
Melanie.
crazy girl.
She's out of her freaking mind. Great, amazing heart. Amazing
But
heart.
with two names, I love it.
Yeah, well, because she has her, well,
Like me, I'm Anthony, and then you have the alter ego,
Oh, Mr. Miller.
Mr. Miller.
Yeah, but wait, did you
Mr.
heard?
Miller hasn't come around yet.
Have
Was
you-
this show almost over?
Yeah.
We're
Wait
almost
a
done.
second. Hold on a
Mr.
second.
Miller hasn't even
Did
come out
you-
yet.
did
We got
you-
all the through the questions.
Did you hear, would you, shush.
Ooh,
Did you
ooh,
hear, hey, oh, look at that look. Every time you give me that look, I like when you give me that look.
Don't talk to me, guys. Do you really?
Yeah, because it says so much. When,
Well, what did it say to you? It said, don't talk to me like that, Karen.
well, it
What'd it
said,
say?
don't talk to me like that, but I like it.
You can say whatever you want. I love you.
Thank you. No, when she was on the show, we were talking about certain things, and then she, she has that bad girl thing that she does. She had like a whole escort thing, and you didn't hear the show?
Escorts?
Yeah, I don't know, something she paid, well, she had women that worked for her, or she had a whole
Are you
service.
stable? But if you have an escort service, you have a stable of girls. If you don't have it,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you-
Yeah, I guess so. She said
if
it
you
was
have
a
an
business.
escort service, you have to have a stable. You have to have
Oh,
girls.
okay. I don't know. What do I know? Yes, but that I didn't know girls were
Stable.
stables. Okay.
No, it's stable. Like you have a stable of girls, like
Oh,
like a horse
okay.
stable.
Yeah. Okay, I
you know.
got you. Well, I got it now. But
If you were the madam, you have to have fill this place up with girls, and this way you
Right.
send them out and do their tricks.
yeah. Okay. Well, she I think had something like that. She used to do like phone sex stuff, like the call. Like she used to do all that. She did voiceovers.
God,
for
imagine you
things.
doing phone sex.
Yeah, I know.
That
you,
would-
you,
you
they
wanna-
would have to
Don't.
press mute.
Oh, take your pants, unzip your Floyd. Take your pee-pee at what?
You know what? I said that in one of my shows.
I was
said,
trying to be nice, but you know what I
don't
want to
think-
say.
Yes, I do know what you wanted to say, but
I'm gonna Shabbat Shalom you right now. Shabbat Shalom me right in my mouth.
I'm sorry. Is that kosher?
See? Imagine that. I'd be like, yo, listen, no, I gotta go.
It's so funny because we were talking about that when Tracy was on, and we were talking about phone sex, and you were chiming in, and I
I
said
know.
Anthony Mangini's idea of phone sex with me is no volume.
No, I think I said that.
No, I
Put it
said
on
it.
mute.
I
I would
said-
be one. That would be terrible. Oh man.
Could you imagine?
Hi. What? Hi, sexy. How you doing? Yeah. What's your name? My name's Karen. Oh, okay, Karen. What would you be your phone sex name? If you were a phone sex operator, you have cute name?
Baby K.
Baby K. Oh.
Baby K.
Oh, it's Baby K. Yeah.
That-
What's your name? my name's Anthony. Take little Anthony out. Yeah, little Anthony's gonna stay home tonight. Good night, Baby K. That's all
You
right.
sounded a little bit like Pussy Crook just
I
now.
do.
You do.
I like this.
Yeah, you get when
Hey,
you do sexy voice, you got to be like Mike, right?
Hey, this is Miami Mike, and you're listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy on MiamiMikeRadio.com. Ladies, get ready. Oh, ladies, get ready. All
Damn,
the stockings.
you did that pretty good.
Listen.
Wait, back up. You're gonna be too much in the mic there.
Ladies, get ready.
Oh my.
All the stockings are hung by the chimney with care, in the hopes that a Miami Mike dick pic soon will be there.
Poor Michael.
They come in 2 messages, just so you know.
Oh my God, because the file's too big.
Bring.
Is the file too
It
big?
is. They come in the form of 2 messages.
Check your inbox.
Check your inbox, ladies. Check your inbox.
Check your
Oh,
inbox.
show. Check the inbox.
Okay, and well, we don't have to do a station identification since Michael just did it for us.
Hi, this is Miami Mike, and you're listening to Real Talk with Karen Stacy on MiamiMikeRadio.com.
Oh my God, I think I have a wet spot.
You do. You seem to start getting. Why are you moving around like she's jiggling like a?
It's jiggling,
Yeah,
baby. Go ahead,
can't see it, but she's like moving around down there, and she lost a hand for a
Oh
second.
my. Hands up where I can see them.
Please, let's keep our hands where we can see them.
Hands up, baby, hands up. All right, so that's a question that I had for you. So you're a DJ. Excuse me, I'm with the DJ. You're a DJ and you're in the nightlife, right? And you got all these hot women, drinking, drugging, sexing. You ever get caught up in any of that stuff?
Have I ever got? You know what? Back in the day, I'll be honest, I did a lot. There was a lot of that. Getting a blowjob in the DJ booth. There was a lot of that crazy shit back in the day. But you know, we're talking way back. You know, now it's flattering. You know, people ask you, you know, you got to run out, and they want to, you know, it's flattering. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't play that game.
So how do you? I mean, but you have such a good rapport with people. So, you know, if you have women, and I've seen them throw themselves at you. How do you? Yeah, there was that one, Anthony. No.
Go ahead. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. But how do you, like, you know, what would it be, like, gracefully decline? Like, what do you do?
That's what you do. You don't, you know, you just try not to be a dick. You know, you don't want to be an asshole. It's nice. You know, sometimes, especially with the ones you know that are married,
right?
The ones you know, and you know their husband, it becomes a little weird. I definitely. You gotta, you know, again, like you said, there's drinking involved, sometimes some drugs involved, and there's shit involved. You know, it's just, you know, you just not gonna involve yourself with that. And the best part about with me is some of these people are, you know, they're older, so they're gonna go home early anyway, and I don't get done till 4.
Oh, okay, so you can... Yeah.
I don't have to worry about seeing them later.
Well, I mean, I physically...
Unless the ones that hang around.
Right, and I physically seen you in positions, and I've seen, like... And then, like, somebody will say something, or you might say something, and then you wait because you want to see what they're going to say. And then they say something, they're looking at you like, you know, and then you're like, come on, I'm just kidding around, you know. And their face has got, like, I've watched them, I've seen them do it, and it's hysterical because me, personally, I don't think I would ever freaking date a DJ. No way. I don't know. You guys get that the panties are just freaking on the stage. They're on the turntable. Women just, I guess, you know. And then if you have that voice, you know, you put your voice on, the panties are just coming off. That's it.
My voice?
Well,
or the mic voice?
Well, the mic
voice is the sexy. My voice is the sexy voice.
Yeah, but you know what? Mike's
got that voice.
He does have that voice. But when you're being you, like when you're just chill, you have the voice. Like if we've spoken on the phone before, you have that voice. You do it. You sound like that.
But wait, I talk to you on the phone. It's you and me talking on the phone. It's not me trying to seduce you.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Well, Mike isn't trying to seduce people either. It's just Mike's voice. When he, well, I mean,
wait,
maybe.
Mike's not. Wait, that's
a whole other show.
That might be paragraph 3. Mike's not trying to seduce people.
No.
No, really?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, what about you?
Seduce people? I like to have people enjoy my music. I'm not there trying to seduce anybody. Like I don't have that PC power. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got that.
PC power?
The Pussy Crook power.
Oh.
He's got that. And the Pussy Crook name came. Here's how that came. A lot of people ask, where did that come from? It was a joke. Well, it actually wasn't really a joke because I'd walk into a place. You know,
this sounds like a joke.
No, seriously.
Anthony walks into a bar.
Me and Mike would walk into a place together, and they're like, "Oh, Anthony, man, Miami Mike." And I'm like, I'm standing there holding a beer by myself, and no one even talking to me. Everybody's all near him.
Hello, I'm legendary Anthony Mangini.
See, that's we talk about. It's not
Listen,
that. But I'm just saying, everybody's
my 19 favorite DJ.
But everybody's talking to Mike.
Right.
And no one's talking to me.
Nobody wants to talk to Anthony.
They see him and they're like,
oh. He has the thing.
He has like some aura about him.
Yes, he does. He has the thing. It's the thing. It's the it factor. And you know what? Some people have it and some people don't. And you can't compete with it. When it's there, it's there.
Yeah, no, I don't have that it
But
factor.
everybody, well, but you have your, everybody has their own, you know.
I don't have that it factor.
You don't have-
There's
all
not,
right,
that's
look.
what happens with him is not happening to me. I could tell you that really clearly.
Maybe you need to DJ at, go to different clubs where they're drinking more heavily.
Like what, like they're sedated?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But it's,
I'm okay. Listen, if people are dancing and having a good time to
I'm
my
only
music,
kidding.
I'm okay with it, man.
Of
I'm
course,
all right with it. I
of
don't need.
course.
I don't listen. I don't need the pussy party, so it's okay. I'm okay with that.
Pussy party. Wow. See, that's different. Well, when we're gonna do a,
You're gonna do a pussy party?
well, I can't say for sure that that's what we're doing, but we're gonna have we're doing like a pajama party with Tracy Katz and one of her
Oh,
girlfriends.
I can only imagine what she's gonna wear.
And I think
I
we're
like
gonna
Tracy
do a
Katz. Tracy
pajama
Katz is
party.
cool people with me.
She's a
very
good,
cool people
she's a
with
good
me.
human.
Actually, you know what? I took a very good liking to Tracy Katz, and she's, you know, she's just cool people.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. Well, that's the thing. You see, that's why you are the way you are, because you're a very passionate human being, and that's what you are with everything you do. You're passionate as a father, you're passionate as a friend, you're passionate as a DJ. I assume that when you do your day job, if you will, and you're setting up everything,
yeah,
you're passionate about it
yeah.
because you probably, like, you can see you getting
I
excited
can
when
honestly tell
everything,
you, anything I do,
you're
I
passionate
try to
about.
put 110%
Right.
into it. I really,
As you
it has
should.
to be perfection.
As
I
you
try to
should.
do that.
Right,
Whether
and-
it's the radio show, whether it's a DJ nightclub thing, whether it's the day, anything I do, my children agreed. I agree. And that's, I can say that about me. I say
I know.
that, I can say that with the utmost, what's that word? The utmost, I did, that's what it is. There's no game about it.
It's who
it's me.
you are, right? And that's why, see, you and I, like, we almost spontaneously combust together because we have a lot of similarities like that. Because I'm the same way. I'm very, it either works or it doesn't work. But you're that way. Mike is that way. A lot of us are that way.
Can you say spontaneously combust again? 'Cause your mouth really just crazy shit right there. Just do it. Just say spontaneously
Should
combust.
I cohesively say it?
Yeah, cohesively say spontaneous.
Spontaneously combust.
Ooh. Ooh, baby, I like it.
But that's what it is that, and I'm the same way. I'm very passionate. I'm very anal about the things that I do. Watch it with that. I'm very anal about the things that I do. Everything has to be done a certain way. If I do,
Big old shout roast. She said that poor girl said anal. She got very anal.
but I am the same way, and I'm the same way about people. I expect those same things back. Like you said, you know, I expect loyalty. I expect trust. You know, I don't throw people, I don't do the same things. I try not to throw people on the buses.
Wait, if you're saying you don't do the same, what are you trying to say? You don't do the same things I do?
Well, no,
I've never thrown anyone under a bus.
I don't mean
First
it like
off, that's
that.
first off. I've never thrown anyone under a bus.
Okay.
Throwing someone under a bus is throwing them under a bus. Publicly assassinating them is something different.
Okay, well, it was an
It's
expression.
because they deserved it.
And
You're a little competition in first not any competition. Somebody else. Let's hypothetically speaking, May
okay.
threw a thing out there right now on Facebook. Every single other person on Miami Mike Radio and put digs that you thought were at you. You wouldn't defend yourself?
I would.
You wouldn't defend yourself.
You
publicly.
know what? I would,
Publicly.
and I've been in, not with her, obviously.
I'm using
I went
her
as
as a
an example.
hypothetical.
No, I understand.
She's another female on the station. She's a
understand.
very popular female on Miami Mike Radio.
I understand. Again, I've been in a situation like that where somebody did publicly attack me.
Did you go back to them publicly?
I didn't.
Okay. Well, that's your opinion. That's how you
but-
decided to defend yourself.
And
Me, I decided to do it a different way.
No, and I get that. But again, I'm not saying you're wrong or I'm right. What I'm saying is that what I tried to do is situation, because I did want to go after this person. But you know what? That's what they wanted. So I chose not to because, well, actually, my father said to me, don't you respond to that.
All right, so then-
I had people like, and believe me, it was hard for me not to because,
Did you have this forum that you had now?
what do you mean?
The forum you have now, the radio show, the Facebook Live feeds, all this. You didn't have that.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
So there's a different Karen
It was a
Stacy
personal,
sitting.
right,
There's
it
a different
was a
Karen
personal.
Stacy sitting here next to me than there was where I was sitting.
Right,
Because
absolutely.
where it was me, it was coming at me as not Anthony Mangini, the the father, that it was the DJ Anthony Mangini
Right,
that
it
was
was-
getting
it was
getting
on- I
attacked. So
gotcha,
the
yeah.
DJ Anthony Mangini decided to attack back, and sorry,
Gotcha.
it didn't work well.
Gotcha. No, and again, I'm not, I, I try really hard not to, because I'm like you. I'm passionate like that, and when somebody does the wrong thing, I'm all over it.
Well, especially when you attack my music.
Yeah,
Like if you want to attack, listen, there's a lot of, and listen, if someone doesn't like, here's what I always said, if you don't like what I'm playing, or you don't like what I'm
Don't
saying,
listen.
change it.
Yeah.
There's 100 million different things you could listen to.
Yep.
Instead of me. But you know what?
Haters
Those are
wanna
the
hate.
people.
They're gonna
the
listen harder.
haters
They're gonna
listen
harder.
more,
Yep.
which is great.
Yep.
It's so amazing that
Yep.
they listen to. Oh my God, he said this. Oh my God, he said that. You know what? He's not saying anything that doesn't come from his heart. He's not saying anything
Exactly.
that doesn't come. I'm not coming. Listen, I'm not just saying. Oh, today I'm gonna pick. I don't. Oh my God, Mike's crazy. I'm not gonna. We could use that as an example. I'll say what Mike, pretty much said to me. If someone comes at you, listen, here's what I was getting at. I'm not just going to say, oh, today's Karen Stacy's day.
Right.
You and me had a bad conversation on the phone, and we didn't agree on, we were doing a party, and we didn't agree on something. You and me had a disagreement. I'm not going to go on a public forum
course.
and say, Karen this, Karen that.
Of course.
I would never. But if someone wants to do it to me, that's a perfect example. The same way, like Mike just said, Lenny came on his Facebook Live and went after Mike.
I know.
He went on Facebook Live, went after Mike. And Mike went back at him.
I know.
And it wasn't good for him. And it pretty much hurt him in a very bad way publicly. And it'll remain for a long time. I still see people and they mention that to me, what Mike had to say about him and making fun of his last name. And, he made that step. He took that step to bring that to himself. I've never gone out of my way to say anything about anybody else that hasn't done anything to us or hasn't hurt us or tried to hurt what we do or take what we do and rip it down.
Right. No, and that's what I'm saying.
That's where I'm
I
passionate.
respect-
And I'm,
no,
and
I
I'm passionate about that.
But that's because you're a loyal, straight up person. You're real.
I'm not just going to say, oh, today's Lenny's day, and I'm
No,
going to go on, let's have some fun, or make fun of what he does.
Right.
Listen, I have, after what he did, you know what I'm saying?
So all's well in love and war. So at
Listen,
that
I
point,
love Lenny. I have no issue with him. I've hung out with him. He's my brother. I have no issue with him. What he did was wrong. He publicly apologized and admitted he was wrong, and it was over. If anyone noticed, it was over. Mike took his post that had, 3,000 views of what his response to Lenny's post.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Like, I'm never going to go after someone just to go after them. Listen, I see Facebook Live stuff and I see things that go on all the time. And do I agree with it? I see people calling themselves this. And
Yeah.
Do I agree with it? No. Am I going to go and put my name out there and publicly disagree? No. If they want to have an issue with me, I will respond as such. That's how I look at it.
No, and agreed, because you're defending yourself and everything, that you stand for. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, I get it. I have tried, like, I'm not saying I'm right.
Mike didn't work this hard to get this radio station where it's at, to have some guy go on a Facebook Live and fucking take him and diss what he did.
No.
And if you want to do it,
you're going to get called out.
You're going to get called, and if
Yeah.
you have to be prepared to call out it and not sit down and cry and
Right.
think about, oh shit, what did I do?
Consequences.
Think about what you did. If you're going to call someone out, be prepared for the consequence.
Yes.
But if you get called out and you respond, that's what I've done in my end.
No, and I would, what I'm trying to say is that what I've tried to do is think before I respond, because what happens is I get twisted. Because when something happens, and I recently have been through something where I heard certain things that took place, and I realized manipulations that were taking place and words that were spoken that supposedly came out of my mouth that did not. So, I know what you're talking about, and I didn't go on public, and I could go on public blast and defend myself, if you will, because I was definitely wrongfully accused. I don't
Was
even
it
know what the right
publicly?
word. It wasn't public, like
Okay.
as in
So there you
there.
go.
Well,
See, listen, I've only responded to stuff that was done
no,
publicly.
but it affected me publicly because it affected certain people. So my point is that I stop at that point because I don't want, like, my first reaction is I'll go for your throat, and I try not to do that because, you know, it doesn't always end well because then you react, like I react too much. And I'm like you, I'm very passionate, I'm very loyal, and I don't like when people, you know, mess with me and talk shit. Because if somebody said, oh, well, that's nice because you said this and that, I said, oh, really? So why don't you ask me? Because I think you pretty much know me by now. Everybody knows how I feel. Whether you like it, you don't like it, I'm not hiding it. If I don't like you, you know I don't like you. I'm not disrespectful to you. I just keep my distance from you. That's
Exactly.
all.
Bingo.
There's nothing wrong with
Exactly.
that.
You're
And I
right.
don't have to tell you that. You're going to know it. And I carry myself as such. I don't get involved with freaking bullshit. I don't want to hear people yapping. Who's jealous? Who's this? Who's banging this one? Who's talking about that one? Who gives a shit? We're fucking 48 years old. Are you really?
Are you 48 too?
Yeah, we're the same age. I just said
wow.
you were born in 1970.
Yeah, me too.
When's your...
February 11th.
So you're going to be 49.
Wow.
See that?
Yeah,
Oh my
they-
God,
wow,
I'm
so smart.
I'm so smart. Yes, well, I'm going to be 49 in February, March, April. Yeah, 2 months after
2
you.
months after me.
Yeah, and my son's birthday is the 22nd.
Okay, why don't we do this? It's 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Why don't you do you want to go any longer or are you done? I have no problem if you want to, if Mike wants us to be off, we can go on the Facebook Live for
Well,
a little
somebody-
bit. It's
well,
up to you.
hold on, though.
Here, wait, before we do that, you
How
could
do
do
you-
your station ID.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out into your yard and do my station ID.
Okay.
'Cause I gotta get rid of the Miller Lite.
All right,
9 o'clock, I held it till 9.
All right,
So
good boy. All right, well, you know what? I'll talk amongst myself.
Do you talk amongst yourself?
I'm gonna mention all the shows and stuff.
And then if you want, I'm down, unless you wanna end it.
All right.
You're good, you wanna keep going?
All right, well,
Sure,
good
Michael,
right now.
keep it
I don't
going.
know, I think that there's, well, if unless you're gonna start like.
I'm saying we can look at Facebook Live a little
We
bit.
can
People-
do that
There's people
too.
looking at this.
Yes, well, there's
Wow,
other.
it's not a minus. Mine's usually a minus.
No, because this is actually YouTube, that's Facebook.
Mine's usually a minus
Oh.
on Facebook.
Well, then
I know. Yeah, so this
you've
is
been
pretty
missing
good.
me all this time.
Wow.
See that?
I'll be back.
Okay. He's going cruising.
Yeah.
You may see my kid in the window half naked. If you see a naked boy, it's my child.
Probably shouldn't say that on the air.
Yeah, that's okay. We won't tell anybody. Now, let's see. Friday night, we are, and I know Anthony just ran out of the building here, but Friday night is Noma Central. I'll be all right. Noma Social in the Ramada in New Rochelle, New York. And I think it's Anthony. I know Anthony's DJing. I'm not sure if Miami Mike is going to be in the building or not. And then, what else do we got going on? Next Thursday, I have my happy hour at the Gnarly Vine from 7 to 9. Let's see, just to go through some of our shows that we have on Miami Mike Radio. And remember that all of our shows are live. This is it, like you're listening to us live right now. So Mondays we have the Ride Home with DJ Paulie, aka the Portuguese Prince, from 6 to 9. We have Mind Candy Mondays with DJ Rob Mush from 9 to 11. Tuesdays we now have Steve, DJ Simply Nice, from 1 to 3. And then, of course, Real Talk with Karen Stacy from 7 till God knows when.
Tonight, anyway.
Wednesday, we have DJ Lady E at 7 p.m. And then Wednesdays, we have the Mayhem Loyal Listener Show with Hamilton, Zara, and Maymay from 8:30 to 11:30. Thursdays, we have Gino Caffarelli with Throwback in the Day. And that's 1 to 3, if I'm not mistaken. We have the Traffic Jam with DJ Michael Anthony from 4 to 6. Fridays, we have Steve, DJ Simply Nice from 8 to 10. And then Friday Night Sessions with Tony Sanapi from 10 p.m. on. Saturdays, we have the Ghazi Show at 8 p.m. And then, of course, we have usually our Saturday night dance parties with the man himself, Anthony Mangini. Anthony, you have only this Friday night is NOMA, correct?
Yes.
Is there anything else going on? That's just that
The
Friday, correct?
December 8th,
December 8th.
we got the Guido
Yes.
Christmas party.
That's right.
Gino.
With Gino, yes. How you doing? I loved that Guido. That freaking on the 5th day of Christmas, 2 pinky
You have a
rings.
paper towel in here?
No, but I have a towel. Like
No,
those are
no,
clean
no,
towels.
no.
Yeah, I love that. I used to pee my pants listening to that, the Guido thing.
All right.
Okay, so so we talked about that. All right. I have one other question. What is it, tell us, what is something that most people don't know about you?
Everybody knows I love my kids. I'm a family guy. My sister. I love my friends. Big ups out to Dominic Tino. He asked me to shout him out.
But everybody knows these things.
Jennifer Farrow, my best friend. She's one of my best friends. She's awesome people. Great. One of the greatest people I ever met in my life. And no, we've never fooled around. We've never done anything. Just a female friend. You know, she's a great person with me. I like Rochelle. We're doing a birthday party for her on Friday at NOMA.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're having a little private thing for her as well this weekend. You should have gotten your invite.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
I did.
Something about me no one knows. Huh.
Well, I think
I'm not really that interesting.
Well, I beg to differ, and I think that people people didn't know that you are all heart, because you really are all heart, and I think that if they listen to the show today, I think they realize that, because you are.
Well, I take what I do seriously. I could tell you that.
Besides what you do seriously, you're all heart. I mean, you talked about your family and your parents and the struggle that you went through and the hardship and stuff.
I did say that. Huh?
That's to me that shows that truly shows who and what you are. Because I'm sorry, those things are what make us who we are. I think that's my, what we go through in life and the things that we've lost and the things that we've gained are what makes us who we are.
I think what makes you who you are, in my opinion, is how you were brought up.
Yes.
It's how you were raised and the type of person you were expected to be. Like, I have no problem. Listen, I respect the police.
Right.
I have no problem with the police, and I have no problem saying yes officer, no officer. Listen, if a cop wants to be a different way with me, I could be a different way with the cop.
Right.
Because his badge does not make him any better than me.
Right.
And I will hold respect for his badge until he doesn't have respect for his badge, and I will point that out.
Right.
But I'm a huge person, supporter of law enforcement. I'm a huge supporter of, this is why we stand. I believe when the national anthem is played, you should stand up.
Yep.
I'm a very stern believer of that.
Yep.
I do, and it has nothing to do with race with me. I do feel for that cause. I do feel for the cause and the injustices within the black community, and I believe there is. And but I don't feel that our national anthem is the place to have that injustice put out there. And listen, I feel, and I'm very stern with this, if you don't feel that you should stand up when our national anthem is played, and you don't feel you should recognize this country that way, you should get the fuck out. And that's my opinion.
I agree with
and
you.
I will always hold that opinion pretty strong to me. That's something that I believe in. It's a strong feeling I have. And my grandfather was a World War II veteran. I don't really come from a big military background as far as that, but I believe in these people, and it doesn't make a difference what color you are.
No.
Your flag is coming back from someplace else that you served this country draped on a coffin. Your family has to meet it at an airport, and for a man that's making $20 million a year, and you're gonna fucking kneel? Seriously, you're gonna kneel down as a disrespect? I have not watched one football game all year this year, and I'm a Giants fan in and out. I know they're not, it is what it is there, but I think that's the most disrespectful thing. It should be very clear. When the national anthem, listen, when we went to school, we're the same age. You stood up, you put your hand over your chest, and you respected your country. That's how I feel about that. And if any man that's first off, any person that lives here that can't do that and can't find it in their heart to stand up, if you can stand. My father was in a wheelchair when we take him to some of these games. My father couldn't walk. Sometimes we'd take him in a wheelchair,